as with other methods. It also is very quick and very easy, which hairstylists like. You do not want to stand behind a chair for 6 hours applying extensions and then 3 hours or 4 hours removing them. It becomes a nightmare. So these are nice on the hair and they apply very quickly. Also, you could do fun little highlights in the hair too, which we'll show you at the end. Okay, now I'm going for the 4th row here. Notice how much hair we have there very quickly. This method I have tried out on a lot of stylists by trial and error to find the exact amount of hair that goes into each one of these, so that way there is no problems with your extensions and your clients. I also recommend after you're done with your extensions on your client that you sit and you talk to them and explain to them what they need to do to make sure that they keep up on their extensions, so that way they're not having a problem with them. Now we're getting on to the 4th row here. I encourage you to have an informational sheet for your clients to look over to make sure that they are doing everything that they should be doing. We also have all that information on our website, hairadictionz.com, and you can kind of go by that and take it off of there. We provide that for you. We want your clients all to have everything they need to make sure that they're maintaining their extensions as they should, because you can only do so much for them in the salon, and then the rest is up to them at their home. So make sure that you have a paper for them to leave with on exactly how to take care, what products you recommend. I do recommend Pureology. Through trial and error, we've used a lot of products, and by far I think Pureology is the best product to use for your extensions. NanoWorks being the top one, and then Hydrate in between. Also, they have an instant repair that they can use on their hair as a daily, if they're shampooing daily. I do not recommend that you shampoo your extensions every single day. They are getting dusty and dirty. They are not getting oily and greasy. So it's not necessary. If your own hair gets oily and greasy, you can pull your extensions back, shampoo the top of your hair, and then just re-curl or re-blow dry your extensions. So you want to make sure that you're not shampooing or doing any more than necessary with the extensions. You can shampoo them every day if you really feel like you need to, but once your client has all this hair in, chances are they're going to have a lot more hair on their head than what they're used to, and it's going to take them twice as long. So I usually tell them to not shampoo every single day. Once or twice a week is more than sufficient for the extensions. You can also use Nano Reconstruct on the hair every other shampoo, and that's just for the hair to get as much of the protein and moisture back into it. When you're shampooing the hair, you can scrub your scalp. Just make sure you run that shampoo just kind of through. You really don't want to be scrubbing and smashing the hair. You want to just gently run it through, so that way you're not messing up the cuticle on the hair, because the hair is cutically intact, so you have to be really careful that you're not damaging that. And I am on my 4th row right now. Just depending upon what you are doing for your client, does not mean you'll have 4 rows or more. It just kind of depends. We are doing a full head on her. And usually on a full head, I go up a little higher on the sides and a little lower in the back. And you want to lay these directly on top of each other. You don't want them offset. If you end up putting too much hair in them, a lot of times they'll split. They'll stay in the hair, but they'll split because they weren't able to adhere together. So you want to have just the right amount of hair. Okay, and as you can see, now we're on the back. So I know I'm going to be probably putting in 4 more pieces in the back here. And I'm also going to be starting now with the lighter color. You could also, if somebody has a really light blonde, like 613, that's a pretty popular one. If they have a really light blonde and a dark brown, you can intermix them. You could do dark, light, where you're flip-flopping them, and it gives it a really nice weaved look, a natural weave look. I am out of my dark hair. I've used a pack of hair already. I'm on my 2nd pack. So as you can tell, this hair is lighter now. I'm going to do one more in the middle here. As you get up to your lighter pieces, your highlighted pieces, sometimes you want to take the hair down, put the hair back up. That way you know exactly where your highlights are going to be. It's just a matter of getting creative. If your client wants fullness and thickness, I recommend 1 pack of hair. If they want thickness and length, you need 2 packs of hair. Usually if they're only having 1 pack of hair, you can usually get about 1 inch, maybe 2 inches. Of length. If you find that you come across, like right there, I've come across a little hair that I've actually gotten caught from on the side. If you cannot get it out, instead of leaving it like that, I don't know if you can see that right there. If you cannot get it out by kind of wiggling it out, just trim it off, because if it's sitting there like that, you're going to end up having them pull it out And rather than pull it out, you're better just to trim it. So that way it's not pulling out their own hair, and it's only one hair. Okay. If their hair is not flyaway, you do not have to worry about spraying the hair. I just do that if there's these little baby hairs in here. I just want them out of my way so they're not sticking in the extensions. All right. Now, if you've noticed, on this row, I stayed right at the ear, the front of the ear. This one I've gone maybe just like 1/8 of an inch, a little more forward. There's a little more hair there than there is down below. Same here. I'll go a little more forward. Your clients can curl the hair. It is 100% human Remy hair, and it is cutically intact. All of the cuticles on the hair are going in the same direction, so you're not going to have any problem with matting. It's getting longer there in the front. Sometimes the stylists are asking if they should do straight hair or body wave. Straight hair is nice for clients who have very, very straight hair and do not want much curl at all. But body wave is more versatile. You can either straighten it, and it also holds the curl very well if you're going to curl it with a curling iron. Most people end up going with a body wave. When they are shampooing their hair and conditioning their hair, just tell them not to get the extensions hit with the conditioner. That they can shampoo through, but they want to keep their conditioner off of their root area. A lot of our stylists will ask if these extensions are good on thin hair. And they are good on thin hair as long as they're only used on the sides and the back. I do not recommend that you use any extensions on the top of your hair. I feel that it compromises their own hair a little too much. If their hair is very thin on the top, probably best that they look into a hair replacement and not hair extensions. Make sure you have that mobility between the extension and the scalp. This hair should last up to 3 times of use, depending on, as long as your client is taking care of it and using proper products and not abusing the hair. They should be able to reuse this hair. That's a great thing about this hair compared to other hair, is that other hair you can only use one time and then you have to throw away and they have to repurchase the hair. And this hair, you take it off, you deep condition it for them and put it back on. So they're not having to rebuy the hair every time they come in. If they want to take it off for a while and put it back in later, just shampoo it, conditioner, put it in a little bag. Tell them when they're ready to put it back in and bring it back in. There are no special tools really to use for these extensions. You use your flat iron, your weaving comb, the extensions, the micro adhesive, and the remover. That's it, and the hair. So there's no kits to buy. To get started in this, you just need your first client. This row, we are getting towards the top here. I'm only going to put in 2 more rows. It's pretty thick already. I also have available a hands-on education. It is free as long as your salon has 10 stylists and 10 models, at least 10. I will fly out with some of my girls for a hands-on class, and it is free education. You just have to pay for the hair for your clients. And a lot of times what the stylists do is have the clients pay for that hair. Not tell them how much the hair is costing, just say, would you like to get extensions for $300? That's how much my education class cost. And most people are more than happy to pay $300 for extensions. They get their extensions for very inexpensive, and you have a class to get a hands-on class. If you're anything like me, I need hands-on. And also, we do have a lot of information on our website. You can look at that, hairadictionz.com. Answers a lot of questions for you. On the average, usually you do for a full head, about 3 to 4 rows on the side. So that kind of will give you a guesstimate about where you're at and how much more you need to do to make sure it looks as natural as possible. And I am on my 4th row. Again, you want to make sure that you always start from the sides and work your way to the back. If you feel like you didn't get enough extension, just pull some down from the top and put it in there. Just kind of overlap those a little bit. A lot of stylists are worried that hair extensions will harm their client's hair. These extensions are made with the perfect amount of hair, and they're the perfect size, so when the hair is growing out, they grow perfectly straight down. You should not have any damage to their own hair. With that being said, the client needs to take responsibility to make sure that they are caring for the extensions properly. When you're talking to your clients about extensions to kind of get them interested, you don't really have to sell it. You just talk about it. You know, put a couple in your hair, put one in your client just as for fun, for them to try it. You can also put peekaboo highlights in. Charge $10 per peekaboo, or $20. Depending, it's whatever your market will bear.